In the Bible, in Psalm 90, Moses prays to God, "Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom." For keeping account of the days of our life, do we have to ask help from God? Not really. For that, a calendar would suffice. The most widely used calendar today is the Gregorian calendar. Many countries and cultures have their own calendar systems as well. India adopted a national calendar in 1952, but many calendars still continue to be used in parallel. There are hybrid systems in which the year conforms to the movement of the sun, but the days, fortnights, and months conform to the position of the moon, stars, and constellations. Some lunar calendars allow periodical corrections to maintain the correspondence of seasons with months. Some do not. However, while reading Psalm 90, one realizes that Moses is not writing about counting the days of a calendar, but about numbering the days of our own life. We generally measure our lifespans in years, but considering each day of our life separately can help to expose all the small details that may get averaged out over a year. Moses lived around 15th century BC. As a child, he had grown up in Pharaoh's household and was given a good education. Later, he was accorded a royal status and he enjoyed its privileges. However, when Moses was 40, he accidentally killed an Egyptian in defense of a Hebrew slave, as a result of which he had to flee to an obscure place and live there as a shepherd. When Moses was 80 years old, he was called by God and chosen to confront Pharaoh and lead the Israelites out of Egypt. He did what God asked him to do until his death at the age of 120. Thus, the best part of Moses' life began at 80 and went on for another 40 years, during which he rescued the Israelites out of Egyptian slavery and brought them to the promised land of milk and honey. To learn to number our days is different from just counting the days of our existence on earth. It is more like reviewing the past, accounting for our follies and achievements, and learning from them while going into the future with a heart of wisdom. This is where God comes in. As we grow older, we may realize that we have become physically weaker, but we should at the same time try to become wiser too. The song "Those Were the Days" was sung in 1968 by Mary Hopkin and released as a single bearing Paul McCartney's Apple Records label. It was an instant hit globally. I was myself quite young at that time, and it was my favorite as well. I would play it on my little record player again and again. The song was about two old friends who are meeting in a tavern after long years of separation, trying to recall and relive the past. They remember the days when they thought they would live the life they choose, that they would fight and never lose. They are met again only to realize, to their regret, that this hasn't happened. Their busy years have gone rushing by. They have lost their starry notions on the way. They are now much older, but in no way wiser. Their dreams haven't come true, but they are happy that at least their dreams have still remained the same. The Psalm of Moses is similarly full of sadness. Earlier in the psalm, Moses describes the brevity of life and the hardship, toil, and sorrow one is to face during that brief life. He says that many things we take seriously have no lasting importance, but he sets our short, insignificant lives against God's perspective of eternity and the blessings that flow from one generation to another. The older we get, the wiser we should become. Instead of brooding about our mortality, we should use our experience, our accumulated knowledge, and our acquired skills to live the remainder of our life in a more purposeful manner. We are not to keep counting the bygone days of our life, but to number our days that God may bless with in future. Our days on earth are a gift from God, and we shouldn't waste them. Even when the end seems nearer than before as we age, we should have hope. Who knows, we may still have an opportunity. Wisdom lies in recognizing it.